when I was working on the Iron Man project is
what is the Iron Man project?
It was the Iron Man project.
What does that mean?
So we're trying to build the suit.
Really?
We've been working on it for a long time.
I didn't know about
I was on the beginning of the project. It was called Carnivore at first and a few other names. But in the beginning, it was only a small handful of us working on it.
What are they using to make the body suit out of?
It's changed so much right now that it's all kinds of materials. I mean, titanium, carbon fiber, all the top stuff.
And is it supposed to be able to fly?
It's going to do a lot of stuff.
Does it have an exoskeleton, so
Yeah,
it's stronger?
Yeah, it's exo, yeah.
And
it's much stronger. You can carry, 1,000 pounds. You can do a lot.
I've seen that stuff. That stuff's wild.
So we're getting there.
And what are they powering it with?
Nuclear battery was pretty much the only way you can go. So it'd be a little battery about that big.
So how dangerous is it for a human being to be around it?
How dangerous it is to be in the military.
But the Pentagon has sufficiently invested in its own research of extending the human senses beyond their current physical limitations to provide soldiers with superhuman abilities. The basics of brain-machine interfaces are being developed for the military, and if the results are successful, as the scientists hope they will be, soldiers could one day be enhanced with cybernetics, effectively becoming transhuman soldiers.
Yahawashi, 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 Yahawashi.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord. And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel.
Shalom, shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations, scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and the striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness. Every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5, verse 42. The water for everybody coming on the common board. Shalom, big bro. Shalom. Yahawashi, Shabrakatah. The water for tuning in. And shalom to everybody else coming on the common board. Yahawashi, Shabrakatah. You know, you sincere Aquat out there as well. And all you brothers. And, I'm just going to get into a short lesson. I got some articles I want to deal with, but I'm going to deal with them later. I wanted to kind of go over this topic that the Lord's putting the spirit on me to go deal with. And, because a lot of people are waking up out here in my area, and they're starting to come and they're questioning, and you got men out here that are like, man, what do we do? So I just want to do a little topic about, about the truth that the Lord is gathering his elect. So first I want to start right here, because Big Bro did put a precept out, the water. We're going to start right here, and then we're going to get into it. So it says Isaiah chapter 31 verse 3. Now the Egyptians, which is right now Esau, Edom, the so-called white men, are men and not the Most High. So that's what we're coming to explain to these, you new believers out there. They are not the Most High. They're not going to have power like we are. You see? So in their horses, flesh and not spirit. They're not of the spirit. So when you see us at this lower state, as the meek of the earth, and we're telling you, these things that are going to come to pass, this is actually showing that we're more powerful than them, because they have all these means to, bring about this order, but they don't have the means to discern the signs. So this is really the beginning of immortality that you're stepping into, but you got to count those costs and see if that's really what the Lord, is putting the spirit on you to do, because not every man is built for this war, for this spiritual war. So when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall together. See, all these nations are going to all fall together. The water for that precept, Big Bro. But yeah, they're all going to fall together. They're not going to succeed these 144,000 elect men, no matter how many robots they make, no matter how much military power they got. These elect men are going to take them down, man. They're going to destroy them. So that's like, that's the one thing that men, they want to be that, right? You got men out here, they want to, when they hear about that, like, yeah, I want to be one of those men. Well, you have to count the costs, okay? Because a lot of those men are going to get put to death, okay? Several of them men are going to get put to death for this ministry, okay? Some of those elect men are going to get beheaded and stuff like that, So if you're going to, say you're going to come in this truth and you're going to be a man of the Lord, you need to make sure that you're prepared and knowing what you're getting yourself into, because it's going to be for real. Like, this is going to be like the Lord's really going to test your faith. So I just want to get into some precepts, not too many. And, later tonight, Lord willing, when I get out of the plantation, I'll do a lesson, after I fellowship a little bit with my elder. We like to go over certain things and, talk about the Lord. That's what we do every day, We hasten for the day of the Lord. That's how we do it, We keep our eyes focused on this truth, no matter what we're doing. Everything pertains to this truth. So this is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12. We're going to start right here. And the Lord is gathering his elect to do this specific task, okay? To come bring these nations into subjection. But first, he's going to want them to gather the elect. But how is he doing that right now? He's having the elders and apostles of great millstone, and the big brothers above us. They are doing this task for the Lord. Okay, so these men can be assembled to destroy these nations, but it's going to start with Yahawashi. He's going to be the commander. So Isaiah chapter 11 verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations. What did he set up? The elders and apostles of great millstone. And I was listening to GMS Virgin Islands last night. I was listening to a lesson he did a while back about John 10:16, and I was finishing that study, and he was going into how the native tribes came over here and whatnot, and he talked about how we're those Gentiles coming in, okay, and he set up this ensign for for GMS, the Great Millstone Group. Great Millstone is meant to bring in all the nations that look like other nations, but they're Jacob, okay? Because we look like different nations, okay? And to bring in all the ones that do look like Jacob, okay? That's their job. That's ensign that the Lord has set up, okay? And shall assemble all the outcasts of Israel. We were all casted out. Remember, it said the whole head is sick. We all fell away, Okay, and that's the task. That's the reason why that, they exist. That's it. So why else would we talk about anything else? And gather together the dispersed of Judah, right? Because it said he would save the tents of Judah first. That's what he was going into the precepts. Tents of Judah was going to be the first ones to be risen up, so other nations wouldn't magnify themselves above them, right? From the four corners of the earth. See, north, south, and east and west. And that's what they're doing right now. They're gathering the elect. But we can't tell you who the elect is, but we can tell you that they act like this, so you better act like this. And you might have a chance that you're one of those men. But you can't be those men unless, the Lord chose you, of course. But I just wanted to go on a couple precepts about it. So Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 24, for I will take you from among the heathen, right? That's what the Lord's saying he's doing. He's taking us from among the heathen first with this word, okay? And will gather you out of all countries with this truth and will bring you into your own land. And that land, it starts with us, okay? It starts with us because we're not in the land of Israel. So first he has to, spiritually reprove us and bring us through these trials. And, and one of them is the sea hip, the mark of the beast. We have to go through these things and be tested to see if we are worthy to be bringing to our own land. So this is that process that you going through when you come into this truth. Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 21, because I had it was another potential brother. He was he was talking about it with his dad and was like, man, this and this, and was going into it because a lot of the world is starting to wake up and realize that danger is approaching. Okay, so there's many people trying to get their doctrine right to make sure they know what they're talking about. You got people who used to call on so-called Jesus Christ. Now they say, I don't think that's his name now. So the elect is waking up all over the world, okay, on a mass scale, especially dealing with the land of Israel and what's going on over there. So this is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 21. We're going to go up a little bit. So let me start at 20, actually. And it reads, I want to go back a little bit, just a little bit. I want to make a point. I want to go back to verse 15. Okay, and this is why we have the 12 tribe sign to assemble, these elect men, starting with those men. Okay, starting with the tribe of Judah, and it's going to go on down. So Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 15, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, right? He said, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, right? The northern tribe, right? That came over here first, as it reads in the precepts, right? His companions then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. So that's where we're getting that 12 tribe sign from. Our teachers, are the ones who got that understanding. King Masha, you got high priest Ariah, you have Abba Bibbins. They were the ones who were bringing out this knowledge. Okay, so this is why we believe who the people they are, because the Lord commanded them in the Bible to do this, and they're the ones doing it. You see, so that's how we know that's them. More than just having faith, it just makes sense. To the righteous. So verse 17, and join them one together into one stick, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. That's them Gentiles coming back as one nation, okay? Because Judah and Ephraim, they were like, we were kind of battling each other and we were kind of envious of each other once we was over here in slavery. That's why when you like in high school and you had a light skin, people be making it dark skin, and dark skin be like, you just light skin, but really we the same family. So the Lord is bringing us back together through this truth, right? And they shall become one in thine hand, okay? That's what we're doing. We're gathering the elect, okay? But we can't gather the elect. All we can do is shed light to the elect. And the Lord puts the spirit on them, the Rawchaa Qadash, to make them come into this fold, okay? Verse 18, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? That's why you see Jake come by the camp and he go, what you got this sign for? You know, right? Say unto them, verse 19, thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, right, which was Yahawashi's physical father, which is in the hand of Ephraim and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in thine hand. See, and the sticks thereon, shall be in thine hand before their eyes. See, so the truth is the truth, man. This is really what's happening right now. Okay, like the Lord is really bringing together His elect. Okay, and the world, they don't understand that. You know, 2/3 of our people think that this is just some fairy tale, and the Lord's just, you know, He just made this book for no reason. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So now I want to get over here, you know, to show that, you know, this is one that we go over a lot. He gathered us together, but this is to show that He scattered us. You know, and I'm doing this, you know, the Lord put the Spirit on me to do this lesson, even though it's, you know, pretty simple to you believers that's been out there for a long time, you know, who's been trusting in the Lord, because there's new people coming in, man, you know, and this is some stuff that I know they don't know. So Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay, and I want to make a point. Okay, and this is the point I want to make before we go on. This is the point I want to make. This is one of the ships, man. And they say slavery don't exist, right? Well, why do you have also when it talks about how so-called Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves? What the fuck? How you gonna free slaves? There was never no slavery. That doesn't make any sense. But see, this is one of the ships. Jesus and Lebec. See, it has the name Jesus on it. They got everything put down here, man. Right? It was part of the Atlantic slave trade. See? Involved in the Atlantic slave trade. Okay? Under John Hawkins. Okay? All this stuff happened. And around the 1500s, that was after Satan, okay, which is the spiritual demon, but his counterpart was Esau Edom, the Luciferians, the so-called white man. He said he cast them in the bottomless pit. You can't be cast in the bottomless pit if you're just spiritual. You have to be carnal. Okay, you had to be of flesh. Okay, that's the only way you can move on the earth. That's the rules. You see? So this is showing that this is what the Lord did. He said this in Deuteronomy 28:68. He said He was going to do this. And He did it. And He put Jesus on the damn ships. So you think Jesus is going to come save the people, Israel? No, He's not. That wasn't His name. Okay, and J's wasn't even invented to the 1500s. So, and the Lord shall bring thee again into Egypt again with ships. And how we know this is Egypt? Because Egypt basically just means bondage, slavery, in captivity. That's what we were when we were in last Egypt. We in Egypt again. Why? Because we're in captivity here. We have to work for the so-called white man. And, you know, if you want to look at it in a physical aspect, there's pyramids on the dollar. Okay, the Lord, make sure you knew where you were at. And it also describes Esau Edom in many passages as an eagle. Okay, and there's an eagle on the other side of the dollar. You see? So again, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. What's that talking about? The land of Israel. We ain't going to see it no more. It's because we were cast out. We were scattered across the four corners of the earth. And just like we see it in Ezekiel, he said, I'm going to bring y'all back together after there's a falling away first. Right? And this was this falling away that we're reading about. And ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy you. And it doesn't mean like buy like money. When you look up that word buy, it means like to redeem. Okay? It's talking about redeem. Okay? Nobody's going to save us out of the so-called white man's hand. We're trapped here. Okay? So this is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 5. I don't got too many precepts, but I'm just about done. I got about 4 more and I'm out of here. I ain't going to try to take you too much time. And I'm going to get into some articles tonight. There's definitely some stuff going on. So, Lord willing. So Isaiah chapter 43, verse 5, fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. How? Through this truth. That's why we doing this work frequently and constantly, because he said the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So there ain't enough people doing the damn work. So what we got to do? We got to work. We got to put in this work, you know? So, and gather thee from the west. It's very essential, you know, that you do the work. And of course you have to have charity, but you know, that's, you know, once you get those first fundamentals that we talked about yesterday, those first fundamentals of loving your brother, loving your brother as yourself and giving everything you got for Yahawashi, then you go to those next fundamental levels and you push this stuff, you know, but don't forget where you came from. Don't forget them first two precepts. Okay. Them first two commandments, right? So Isaiah chapter 43, verse 6, I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons, right? Sons from far. He's gathering the men. Okay. To what? Protect the honorable multitude. That's what he's doing right now. You know? So we're mainly focused on the men. This is what the Lord said to do. And my daughters from the ends of the earth. See? But he has the sons do what? Get the daughters. The women. That's why the women cling to the body. That's why the men who are outside of the fold, we cling to the body. We're all going to these men. And we know they are great millstone. If you think not, hey, whatever, man. I'm not here to convince you. You have to be convinced in your own mind. But I'm going to break it down to you how it's broken down to me by the elders. So verse 7, everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory, and I have formed him. Yea, I have made him. See? So there are specific people that were designed to come on the planet and do this job. That's why all we do is focus on Yahawashi. You know, that's what we were born to do. You know, bring in the fold, the sheep. Okay. And the elders and apostles were the beginning of it. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. And of course, they started from one west, but they came into making GMS because all the other camps started doing other things, trying to make money off the truth. Okay. So, you know, and the Lord is setting us free with this truth. I want to make a point. The Lord is setting us free with this understanding, you know, that we're not blind out here no more in the spirit. We know what's going to happen. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3, that then the Lord, thy power, Yahawah, will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee. How's he having compassion upon us? We know what's going to happen. You know, that's how we're having compassion. He brings us this comforter to comfort us, that we won't be frantic like everybody else in the earth, worried about the fall of this place. You know, we're not worried about the fall of this place. We want this place to fall so Jacob can rule, right? And will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Lord thy power has scattered thee. See? But you remember in 28, he said that he was going to scatter us. But just a couple chapters over, he said, I'm going to gather you. Okay? Just like he said in Ezekiel. You know, it's all over the precepts that he's doing this. Verse 4, if any thine be driven out into the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee, and from thence he will fetch thee. And that's talking about coming over here to America, Babylon the Great, the four corners of the earth as well. But mainly America, Babylon the Great, because that's where we were taken at. You know, you had to besiege Israel in 70 AD. We ran into Africa and they captured us and took us from over there on ships. That's literally what the Bible's saying. They trying to say slavery don't exist, but it's all documented. Verse 5, and the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. Means we get to go back to Israel, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And we are our forefathers, but we was at a low estate, and the Lord's going to put us in that lot, whatever that destiny, our portion, in the kingdom. And that's why you want to make sure that this portion, that your portion in the kingdom is basically the portion of your work in this ministry. If you're not doing nothing, then you're not going to get a portion in the kingdom. That's why the elders and apostles are always like, do your videos, brothers, do your videos. Psalms chapter 107, verse 2, because you're building your lot in heaven. That's what you're doing. Okay, you're building your spiritual brick to be an established, kingdom in heaven. As it is on earth, as it is in heaven, right? Psalms chapter 107, verse 2, let the redeemed of the Lord say so, right? Yep. Whom he hath redeemed from the hand of the enemy. See, he said he's going to gather us, but first he's got to gather us spiritually to be free from the king, from the enemy. And then he's going to do it physically. Okay. Verse 3, and he gathered them out of the lands from the east and from the west, from the north and from the south. See, so he's going to get all four corners. He's going to bring everybody in a Pacific zone with those elect men to get beamed up after their tribulation. Okay? So we're going to go through some stuff, but we don't have to fear because we know why. Because the Lord said this stuff was going to happen. You know? Well, I would be fearing if it wasn't happening. If it wasn't happening, I'd be, nervous because it's like the prophecy ain't coming to pass. This stuff is happening. So we don't have nothing to worry about. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 15. We're going to go back to 30. Wait, I already did that. I already bring that up. I want to do Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And I wanted to bring some of these up because yesterday, like I said, there's a new potential brother, who might, start picking up the plow. But I told him, I said, hey, man, you're going to do this. You need to do this. You need to put this first because you have to understand this is an oath. This is not just a thing you want to just do. Okay? You want to make sure you're in with this wholeheartedly because you can't fool the Lord. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. You got to be ready to lose everything. Everything. Your wife, kids, whatever. If they come against this doctrine, you have to stand up for this word. That's what makes this easier said than done. Okay? Only few men are chosen to really die for this truth or put their life on the line for this truth. The rest of them, they're going to weenie out, man. So you got to be tough. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. That's him gathering these nations. He's preaching. He's having the elders and apostles and the big brothers on down, and then the followers like me. We're preaching this around the world to be a witness unto all nations. It doesn't say they have to agree. Doesn't say they have to, whatever. It just says they just seen it. You just seen somebody. If Jake walked past the camp and ain't say nothing, you witnessed it. You seen it. Doesn't mean you had to know about it, but you seen the shit and you're marked. If you don't get your ass on this shit, man. Like on your right shit and start serving Yahawashi on the right path, right? Get your stuff together. Get your house in order, right? For a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. And we're literally in that time right now. We're in a position to where the end is about to come across because people are witnessing this on a mass scale because there's so many Israelites that are waking up to the truth, okay? And doing this work. So Revelation chapter 10, verse 7, and it reads, but in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of the Most High should be finished. What's that mystery? That he's going to save the elect and whoever they are, because nobody knows who the elect are, but the hopeful elect are the only ones that are acting like them. But everybody else, they're going to get destroyed, and those elect are going to be saved from the nuclear destruction. And after that, the Lord said he's going to slay the rest with the sword, and he's going to take the remnant of Esau, Edom, into slavery, and the other nations. That's the mystery, okay? Because there are going to be some people that think they're Jake here, and they're not, okay? And that mystery is going to be revealed around this seventh trumpet, because you're going to know if you're Jake. Because if you're not, your ass is through. He have declared to his servants, the prophets, right? He declared it to them first, and then they're telling us, the elders and apostles. Verse 8, and the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, go take the little book, what's that? The Bible, which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth, right? And he's talking to John the Revelator right now, right? And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, right? And it shall make thy belly bitter. Why? Because we know we went off. We know why we in our state. We know there's going to be terrors to come. We know we're going to have to suffer. But it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Why? Because we going to the kingdom after this, man. There's people who's going to go through all this shit here and go straight into slavery after this. Be born into slavery and be slaves forever. Okay? So that's why it's sweet as honey, because we know that our burden is light. We're going to come into the kingdom and be with the Lord, And just like it says in another precept, it talk about how the Lord is only going to make you call on the name of Yahawashi. Ain't nobody who really don't love the Lord not going to do that. Okay? And there's some that do it, but they do it out of strife. And I'm telling you, the real leaders, they've pointed them out. So there ain't nobody going to be able to do this and not be, and just be super sneaky. Like the Lord is going to sift you out if you don't really love the Lord. Verse 10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. But as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And there's another precept that talk about how, with wisdom comes much grief. And that's true. Verse 11, he said unto me, thou must prophesy again. See, he said you got to do it again. So what does that mean? He had to be reincarnated. And who came out and started teaching this truth and doing this again? Abba Bibbins, who we believe is John the Baptist. Okay, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. And that's what he did. He came out and he started in the north, over there in New York, and started teaching this word. Okay? And there was giving me a little reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, arise in the measure of the temple of the Most High and the altar, and to them that worship therein. Okay? So that was basically the start of this revealing, okay, of the Lord bringing out this truth again, okay, and doing what and having Abba Bibbins come out here and teach it again, right? Verse 2, but the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it was given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot. See, they're in Israel right now, treading it underfoot for how much? 42 months, okay? And that's basically the period we went through slavery until Abba Bibbins came out and started teaching this truth. That's basically what it is, about 350 some years, okay? He came out and started teaching this. So the truth is the truth. It just like I said in the thing, the truth is it will never change like a dollar made 4 quarters. Okay, this is the truth. And if you don't think this is the truth, then what? That means that you don't know Yahawashi. That's what I'm saying. You need to know these things. If you know the Lord, if you say you love the Lord, these are things that you got to know. Because this is the highway that's going to lead us to salvation. And this is my last precept. Isaiah chapter 35, verse 8. And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it. See, they can't even get to this highway. That's how we know that, the Lord is dealing with us, okay? Because he's got us on this highway. That don't mean he can't take you off. But this gives you that assurity that, man, the Lord bring me here. That don't mean he can't take you off. He can. That brings that fear. Don't boast. Just, be humble, contrite, do the work. Don't make it about yourself. But it shall be for those, the wayfaring men, though fools, they shall not err therein. Right? No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. Right? People who don't have self-control and just, they don't know how to contain themselves. They just doing whatever, harming people for no reason. Just like that one guy that they coming up with, a nonstop 777 dude or whatever. He's like that. He's like a lion, treating his brothers like that. They're not going to make it on this path. They're going to get kicked off. Okay? Even if they on fire for a little bit. So shall go up thereon. So it's very important how you treat your brothers. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there, right? We've been redeemed among men, okay, to be a certain way. And the ransom of the Lord shall return, right? And come to Zion, which is Israel, with songs. And what's that song we singing? The Song of Moses, the same one that saved us out of Egypt last time. This is the song we're singing. He's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth. And everlasting joy upon their heads, and they shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. See, so we might be going through certain things in this earth, but we're glad here. We're glad and joyful in our spirit because we know that this is the truth. Just like a dollar make 4 quarters. So shalom to elect Israel. To the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. Want to give our praise to Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give our praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. who led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth. The Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord wouldn't be part of that number. Lord wouldn't be able to find those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. And is unto a ring. 2 Peter chapter 5 verse 42. Why abab, the water for tuning in. Everybody came across convoy. Bahasham, Barak, Atham. Lord willing is edifying to you. And Lord willing will be able to exalt the name of Yahawashi yet another day. Lord willing will be able to make it up out of here when it's time for the harvest. So Kwam Yasirala. Shalom.